I'd like you all to meet Zorro, the French Bulldog. You can see here. Today I'm going to show you how I'm going to get Zorro to value the clicker. Okay, now let's look at the clicker like money, okay? So money to us is just a piece of paper in our natural state. Okay, but because we've built value for money, money buys us things, buys us food, clothes, cars, etc. It has value to us. So what we want to do is build value for the clicker to the dog. Okay, so how we do that is we pair it with something the dog inherently values. So think about your dog. Does he value food, play, tug, okay? Don't be worried if your dog isn't into food rewards. We can use play, praise and lots of other things that the dog does value. So it's just a matter of finding what the dog values, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that with Zorro right now. These sorts of things are called drives. So some dogs have a higher food drive than others, and some have a higher prey drive than others. That is that they like to chase and play tug and things like that. So don't be concerned. We can find out what your dog is more driven by. Okay, and it's simply a matter of, okay, we grab a toy. So I've got a toy here for Zorro just to see if he's got good prey drive. Now, when we think of prey drive, it's basically like dogs are predators. And so we want to see if they're into chasing and tugging on the toy, okay? Because we can use that as a reward for good behaviours. Okay, so let's have a little look here. So as you can see, Zorro is very into the toy. Just take that lead off. And therefore, this would be a perfect reward for good behaviours. Okay, so that's great. That's something we can put in our toolbox to use as a reward in our training. Now I'm just going to try a piece of food and see if he's into that. So let's have a look. Yeah, he likes his food. Okay, good boy. Good boy. So I'm going to start off with food to prime the clicker. So basically what we're doing is pairing the value of a piece of food with the click. So what we eventually want the dog to understand is that the click predicts the food, okay? And what that then does is transfers the value of the food to the clicker, and the clicker then can be used to mark or to click for good behaviours. So at the moment the click doesn't mean anything to the dog, and we're just going to build in through repetitions. Click, treat, click, treat. Okay, so just like so. You can see. Okay. Boy. So I'm not asking for any behaviours here. I'm just merely clicking and then shortly after giving him a piece of food. So that we're just pairing that, getting that association together. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Nice. And if you do this 3 times a day, just a few sessions, 3 times a day, by the second day you should have a dog who understands that the click means that food is coming. Notice how I don't let a lot of time pass between clicking and giving the dog the food. It's important to keep this as quick as possible. So click, treat, so that a strong association develops and the dog learns that the click predicts food. Eventually, once the value of the food has been transferred to the clicker, you can start to increase the time between clicking and treating.
This can be used in more advanced obedience to build drive.
So I like to use the clicker because it's consistent, it's the same sound all the time, and it's nice and sharp, okay? So the minute you see the dog doing the good behaviour that you want, so the minute in a sit that their bottom hits the ground, you can click, okay? And it's really clearly conveyed to the dog what they were rewarded for. Often it's the mechanics of dog training, which is where people will slip up. So the timing has to be really accurate. So the split second that the behaviour occurs, we want to be letting the dog know that that's what they are being rewarded for. Okay, so that's why I like a clicker. They're very handy. You can use your voice. Some people will simply say yes to the dog instead of clicking. That's fine as well. Okay, but you need to be consistent with what you say. So not one day yes, the next day good dog. Okay, we want to be consistent with how we communicate to the dog that they've just done something that we want to see more of in the future. Okay? So, training becomes very simple when we get the mechanics right and the timing.
If your dog isn't into food, you can replace the food with a toy. So simply click and then release the toy. So a nice game of chase on the floor with the toy, okay? Then take the toy back, click, and then give them the toy again for a quick play session.
And it's important not to just click and then not treat, because the clicker will start to lose its value. And this is like throughout, not just in the initial training stages. You never want to break your end of the bargain, okay? The click means the dog gets paid, and we don't want to jeopardise the value that we've built into the clicker.
Thanks for watching. I hope you found this helpful. Please don't forget to join me on Facebook for extra quick video tutorials. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to follow Zorro's progress.